Hey guys, Lan Harrod here, and welcome to, the second race of Season 2 of my F1 2016 career mode. Now I'm here in Bahrain, and now if you remember, last season we were really unlucky getting crashed out at the start, but hopefully we'll have a better race this time, especially with a better car. Let's get into practice one and see how many resource points we can earn for this new Ferrari car.
Welcome to the deserts of Bahrain, where the Formula One circus has rolled into town. We're expecting the cars to appear out on track shortly to start today's practice session. So Anthony, lots to do of course in these sessions, lots of programs to run. What are you looking for when you jump in the car for free practice?
Well, you have basic checks first of all. Is the car working correctly? What are the track conditions like? And you'll be chasing that as the session goes on. Things like that. Then you start getting into the nitty-gritty of it all, and they become more like test sessions where it's all about gathering new data, testing components, tweaking the setup and so on. So there's only so much actual practice that these drivers need. Most of them will be plenty familiar enough with the track layout, either from previous experience or from the simulator.
So obviously Bahrain's a hot desert country, so I don't really think there'll be any rain, hopefully. Yeah, there's no rain whatsoever, so we're just going to crack on and get into track acclimatization here. And, surprisingly, on our first lap, we nearly had a perfect lap if I didn't screw up the exit of turn 15. It's more turn 14, but turn 15. So we got maximum reserve points from there, and now we're going to go into qualifying pace here, and we were actually quite ahead of our target here, and we're just going to come through to line here. And it's actually quite surprising what happened, as we get above.
Cars are ready, the drivers are ready.
So
we hope you're ready, as qualifying is about to begin here in Bahrain. I was looking at some highlights of previous races here, and the one thing that really stood out to me was the run down to turn 1. It's not an easy one to navigate, as everyone is scrapping to get into there first.
We've seen in the past how tricky the first corner is. It's not an issue in practice and qualifying, but if you throw a lot of highly competitive drivers at it all at once, you've got an entirely different situation. The smarter drivers will be able to temper their approach and stay out of trouble, but it doesn't mean it's easy.
So here in Q1, and I just waited a bit because I wanted to see the main times of what everyone else did, and so I think I went out on the softest first here, as I thought, well, I should want to start on the faster tyre and start the race, of course, and also there's a lot of slower cars, and I'm not as bad as at this track as I am at Australia, so I decided just to go out on the soft tyres, and for my first lap I obviously put it down to minimum, and a tactic that I now use is that I usually do one lap on these sort of tyres and lean mix, and then save the rest for the end of the lap, and I just nearly ran out at the end, so I had to put it down into lean. But we first get a really decent time, faster than Daniel Ricciardo on the softs, and that got us through that 133 into Q2, and that was okay, and we're already doing better than what happened last time in Australia. But now here in Q2 I waited a bit more again to see what I had to do, but I think this time I tried to do just a normal lap, and the time that I got was a pretty fast, so 132.1, and I was happy with that, and I knew it was going to get me through. And it ended me up in third place, which I was pretty surprised with, and pretty happy with, because it shows we do have pace around this circuit this weekend. And we're faster than our teammate, it seems. So let's get into Q3 and see what we can do here. And I only wanted to do one run, because I wanted to save a spare pair of tyres in case, or a spare pair of super soft tyres in case something bad happened during the Grand Prix. And so I'm just going to go out on my first run here, and I did the same thing as I did in Q1, but obviously the tyres would be a bit worn here. As you can see, we've put it up into rich mixes, and we saved a bit more fuel this time. as we're going to go on to our proper first lap, as that lap was absolutely dreadful, but a bit of a tank slapper on the exit of turn 15 as we're going to come through, and we're going to do a 131.8, which was a really decent lap as we get a fastest sector 1 time, and we ended up qualifying in 4th behind the Red Bulls and 1 place ahead of our teammate. So let's get into the race and see what we can do from 4th place here in Bahrain.
There's something in the Bahrain air tonight, and I'm not just talking about the sand. Our brightest minds have thrust their brightest ideas into the spotlight of the Sakhir circuit this evening as we look ahead once more to a Grand Prix that has thrilled us so consistently in the past. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36-mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, and 2 DRS zones will help with that as well. It could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakhir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some points during the Grand Prix. As the drivers complete their preparations down below us on the grid, one man who's no stranger to the pre-race pressure is Anthony Davidson, who joins me in the commentary box today. Great to have you with us, Ant. I'm sure you can tell us all about what goes through a driver's head before lights out.
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Okay, you've qualified higher than we expected, so let's try to build on this position throughout the race.
So we're here on the grid for the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's pretty simple here. We first of all are going to plan to do a super soft, then 2 super soft stints after that. Pretty simple. Just put a bit more fuel in the car to burn, as the fuel economy around here isn't particularly good. So we're going to go to the start sequence, put it up into it as we hold the clutch as we go to 5 red lights, and it's away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Verstappen has a really good start there, and we have a really decent one as well, so we're going to try to go around the outside of all of these cars going into turn 1. We're going to go a bit deep here, maybe challenge for position. We're pushed onto the curb here as we see Verstappen squeezed out by Rosberg as he gives us space to go around the outside, and that I think we're going to do. I think we've got better straight line speed than Red Bull here in the Ferrari as we get up in 2nd place already on this first lap as we go into the S sections chasing Nico Rosberg on slower tyres than us. And now on the back straight here we're going to get in this slipstream. We've obviously got more grippy tyres, and we're just going to dive down the inside here going in turn 11, and we're going to get this, and he's still there, so, and we make contact as he concedes the place to us as we get up into 1st place for the first time in this Ferrari. And now on lap 3, as you can see, we've built a lead. Like, we're out of DRS range from Rosberg, and we're way ahead of Verstappen. And so that bodes well, as it shows that we definitely do have pace around the circuit. So I think we just need to stretch the speed out as much as possible. But we're coming into the pits here on lap 5, as we're going on to a set of soft tyres now, I believe, as we're going to come into the pits here. But obviously there's a lot of cars in the train now, as it's still near somewhat the start of the race, and it's a 2.4 second pit stop, which isn't bad, but considering that I've had 1.4 second pit stops with Ferrari before, I think that it could be a bit better. But we're going to come out really low here, because I think Ferrari are attempting to do a bit of an undercut strategy of all the teams today to try and propel us up the order. Obviously they didn't account for me being in 1st place, as the car might be a bit slow, but we've been chasing Ericsson here as we hit the back of him, and I think we knock our front wings and going to check the damage here. Yeah, you can see it's yellow on the left, so that's going to give us a bit of understeer. Oh, coming in to left-handers as we knock it again, which turns it even more yellow as the VSC is deployed, as I misjudged my braking zone here. The VSC is ending here on lap 7, so we're just going to try to follow Ericsson through this S section, because we're going to try to get the best run possible and maybe try to overtake him here, as we need to propel ourselves up in case, so we can probably build a lead again, as we're going to dive down the inside of the hairpin here and maybe give them space to come back. Obviously, on one super soft tyres, we're going to have more traction than him. But we're going to come down into this next brake zone, and we've got DRS on Felipe Nasr, remember, we're going to get into slipstream. But for some reason, he's got a faster engine than us. Obviously, we're in lead mix, saving fuel here, because we're behind the back markers, and we're faster than him. Obviously not in a straight line, as we can't get past Nasr here. But we're just going to follow him through this next section. At the corner, we've made our own due to overtaking, and we're going to dive down the inside here of Nasr, and we're going to get the position again. So that's, I think, 2 overtakes I've done here now, or 1, because I know there's definitely going to be more here. Yeah, there's definitely going to be more, as we're going to try to overtake Gutierrez here in the same place, and definitely make this corner our own for overtaking. He's going to dive down the inside, leave him the space to come back, which he does come back, as you can see here, as he's got greater straight line speed than us already. But we're going to dive down the inside again, obviously with better brakes, and I think we just get the position here. Yeah, we get up into 7th place here in Bahrain. And so now we're going to come on to that line here. Now we're following Romain Grosjean as we get a great run through the S sections, get on the curb and just dive her down the inside, because we need to get our positions here, because I know that Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton were probably going to come up behind us and maybe take the Grand Prix lead. As apart from Magnussen scrapping here, that gives us a better run coming through turn 14 and 15 as we get up into 2nd here. And Fernando Alonso's leading the Grand Prix, which is really weird. So we're going to chase after him. But Alonso has gone into the pits now, and I wasn't really concentrating, I was just trying to drive my own race. As Rosberg, oh no, it's Hamilton. Rosberg's at the fast lap of the Grand Prix, and Hamilton has gone down our inside going into turn 1. I didn't really notice him. Caught napping again like I was in Australia with Kvyat, as we just somehow string it through. But now on lap 15 here, I'm going to come into the pits, because I want to put a set of fresh tyres on. And after Jeff was always just offering the same strategy, I decided to go, you know what, I'm actually going to take it here, as I switch from the super soft to the mediums, which is probably a better idea, knowing that I'll be faster at the end. And I don't think that anyone's going to do a strategy change like I am. Obviously, we do a 1.9 second pit stop, like I mentioned earlier, and we're just kind of lost here in 10th place, as Alonso gets ahead of us again. But now here on lap 16, to my surprise, a few people were in the pits. And one of those people is obviously Daniel Kvyat, and as we can just see there, a flash of silver, and that is Lewis Hamilton, as we get ahead of him. And now Nico Rosberg is coming out the pits again on medium tyres, so we're going to battle him. See, maybe try to look for a move down the inside coming out the pits. But no, we still hang up to 1st place, just in 1st place. And now obviously we're going to try to have to overtake Alonso, going to put a car in front of those 2 Mercedes cars, just like buffer them up and maybe try to get a gap to them, as we overtake Alonso easily there. But now here on lap 20, the Mercedes have obviously overtaken Alonso and caught up to us, so we're going to try to just hang it around the outside again of Hamilton, and he just doesn't make it. But obviously they're going to have DRS, and they're so quick in a straight line, so they're just going to fly past us, and we're going to have to try to outbrake them here, as our braking is really good here, as we go deep into the corner. And we tried to steer away, but no, they push us onto our wheels onto gravel, as we're just going to string it through here. And I don't know how we've done it, but we keep 1st place. And now here on lap 22, obviously Hamilton and Rosberg are just going to fly past us again, but they're not as close, so we're probably going to try to outbrake them again and maybe haul it around the outside again. This time we get more space and we're going to hang it through easily, showing that we do have pretty good mechanical grip here on this Ferrari car. As Hamilton tries to do a move from way back, so that loses him time and Rosberg time, as they both have to back up. Here on lap 25, I'm coming in from my super softs, my last set of super softs here in this Grand Prix, and I maybe thought that everyone was going to do the same, but obviously I knew that I could have gone longer on those mediums, and I had a pretty big lead to everyone else, but Sainz is ahead of us in softs. And I can't see him anywhere as Massa overtakes us as well, because we're going to have to go through all these people. A 1.7 pit stop is really good as well, which I was really happy with. But these 3 cars come past us, so we maybe try to go down the inside of Bottas, as he sees us coming, but he just turns into us, obviously on slow medium tyres, and he wants to keep his 7th place. We're going to try to get in the slipstream, obviously on grippier tyres, fresher tyres, and go down the inside here and easily take the place of Valtteri Bottas as we get up in 7th place and chase after the leaders. But we're going to go down the inside of Hulkenberg here at this fabled corner. I think it's turn 13, it's turn 13, which we made our own, but obviously we don't get the move done this time. We've definitely got closer. We're probably going to get in the slipstream, outbrake him again as we do that, as we're going to dive down the inside and get up in 6th place. But we've got DRS, and maybe at the end of the straight we could catch up to Button. Obviously he's got that terrible straight line speed in his McLaren Honda engine, but look at that, we're catching him at a rate of knots, so we're just going to dive down the inside here, brake, and maybe squeeze him out on the entry, and that's what we do. So we get up into 5th place here, so we're making places up really easily. And now it's time to chase after Felipe Massa, and on lap 28 we've caught up to Felipe Massa, and we've got DRS, so we're going to get into the slipstream. Obviously he's got slightly better straight line speed than us in that with that Mercedes engine, but we've got DRS, so we're going to pass him down the inside. He tries to turn into us and maybe hang it down the outside, and we try to give him space, but it just doesn't work. And to my dismay, it seems no one's actually in the pits here. So Ferrari may have thrown away not just a race win here, but also a podium finish. And that's what they did. We just were nowhere near Sainz. So a bit of a disappointing Grand Prix, but nevertheless a decent amount of points that we're going to come across and finish the Bahrain Grand Prix in the 4th place. And I can't really say anything right now.
Well, after a drive like that,
I'm definitely disappointed. We held our grid position, but I'm a bit annoyed that they said I had to go on a pair of super softs. Like, I thought because like the other cars did that, then so would us. So would me in my Ferrari. Obviously we're here on 24 points here, and the Red Bulls finished out the points again. That made me feel a bit better, because it shows that if I was off the seat there and went there, then I might have imploded like they have this season. But we got to get a decent amount of resource points, and I think that might be enough to upgrade the engine power, as they haven't upgraded that yet, as we get a pretty high in the second driver positions, and I think we may have a team update to deal with.
Hi, Emma here. I had a sit down with the executives today to talk about your progress. Long story short, they're happy. Keep it up.
So there we go, we did have a team update there. Obviously Ferrari very happy with us, and I think that I'm going to go and upgrade it here now, get the ignition system, and that might really help us in the next race, and I just couldn't deal with having such slow straight line speed here, and that's going to be a problem in China with that long back straight. So thanks for watching, guys. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you later.